Here's a rewritten version of your story, keeping the core plot, emotional tone, and message intact, with changed names and a dramatic, controversial edge. It's approximately 6,000 characters. The shrill voice shattered the calm of our Saturday morning like glass under pressure. That machine has to go. The woman shrieked from our front porch. I looked up from adjusting my daughter Emily's ventilator. She was 12, seated in her wheelchair beside the large window of our new house. The generator outside hummed steadily, powering the only thing that kept her alive. The woman, dressed like a catalog model and fuming with self-importance, stepped inside uninvited. "Excuse me," I said sharply, instinctively moving between her and Emily. "That eyesore on your porch." She pointed at the generator with a manicured finger. "Is an HOA violation. I can hear it from my garden." I took a breath. The kind of breath I learned to take in Delta Force, to hold back the urge to act on instinct. "Ma'am, the generator powers my daughter's ventilator. We lost power an hour ago." "I don't care what it's for," she snapped. "I'm Meredith Klein, president of the Silver Pines Homeowners Association. Section 9C clearly states no visible mechanical equipment. No exceptions." Emily's eyes flicked to mine, wide with worry but silent. She never panicked, not even when her body betrayed her. I gave her a small nod. "It's okay," I told her without speaking. "Miss Klein," I said, voice calm but firm, "this is life-saving equipment. The Americans with Disabilities Act. No exceptions." She barked again, stepping deeper into our home. "You people think the rules don't apply to you." My jaw clenched. I'd spent 20 years serving this country. I knew how to identify a threat. And this woman, with her smug smile and casual cruelty, was one. She continued, "There are facilities for kids like her. This is a premium neighborhood, not a hospital." My daughter's hand gripped mine. She was shaking not from her condition, but from the woman standing in our living room. "Please leave," I said, flatly. "Or what?" She pulled out her phone. "I'm documenting this. You have 1 hour to remove the generator or pay a $500 fine. Every day it stays. The fine doubles." I try to stay composed. If that generator goes, she dies. Do you understand that? "That's not my problem," she said, eyes narrowing at Emily's ventilator. "Rules are rules." That was it. The line. Not in action. Not yet, but in my soul. The part of me that had fought through sandstorms and insurgents suddenly wasn't at war overseas. It was here, in my home, and my enemy was bureaucracy wearing lipstick. "I won't be removing the generator," I said, voice low, "and you need to leave. Now." She laughed a sharp, mocking sound and then, almost casually, reached into her designer purse and pulled out a small handgun. "I feel threatened," she said, trembling slightly but holding the weapon where I could see it. She wasn't pointing it at us. Not yet. But my training took over. 380 caliber. Safety off. Sloppy grip. This was posturing, not intent. Not yet. "You brought a gun into a house with a disabled child?" I asked, coldly. "I have a permit," she snapped. "I can defend myself if needed." Emily's monitor started beeping. Her oxygen levels were dropping. "Daddy, I'm scared," she whispered. Meredith glanced at her, then back at me. "Turn off that alarm," she said. "It's disturbing the peace." Something primal uncoiled inside men at the man who trained with elite soldiers, but the father who would tear down the world to keep his daughter breathing. I took a step forward. "Lower your weapon and get out of my house." She raised the gun just slightly. It was all I needed. What happened next took less than 2 seconds. The gun was out her hand, disabled, and she was pinned gently but firmly in a hold that allowed no movement. My team had once called it ghosting, a move so fast the target doesn't realize it's happened until they're already on the ground. "What now?" she gasped. "Emily," I said over my shoulder, still holding Meredith. Can you reach your phone? Despite her trembling hands and shallow breath, my girl pressed the emergency button. A lady with a gun. In our house. She panted into the phone. Dad needs help. Meredith squirmed. Let me go. This is assault. Your husband, I said softly. The judge'll love hearing that his wife pulled a gun on a ventilator-dependent child. For the first time, fear replaced arrogance in her eyes. I didn't mean I wasn't really going to save it for the police. When the officers arrived minutes later, they were professional until one of them recognized me. Major Nathan Keller? He asked. From Operation Black Sand? I nodded once. The officer turned to his partner. This guy's Delta Force. She picked the wrong house. Meredith was arrested for trespassing, brandishing a weapon, endangering a minor, and interfering with medical equipment. She tried to threaten the officers, invoked her husband's name. It didn't work. By sundown, her husband filed for divorce. Neighbors came forward with stories how she bullied families into hiding wheelchairs, ramps, or any reminder that not everyone was perfect. 3 days later, neighbors who'd once avoided eye contact brought us casseroles, flowers, and quiet apologies. They built a cover for the generator decorative structure, technically HOA approved. They organized a rotation to check on us during storms and helped install a more advanced backup system. The HOA amended their bylaws, creating protections for medical equipment. They called it the Emily Keller Clause. Meredith, now facing serious charges, requested restorative justice. She ended up volunteering at a center for disabled children, the same kind she'd said didn't belong in our neighborhood. 6 months later, our community held its first Accessibility Day. Emily was the guest of honor. Kids decorated her ventilator with stickers. They saw it for what it really was, a miracle machine keeping their friend alive. That afternoon, I noticed a figure standing at the edge of the Park Meredith, in jeans and a volunteer t-shirt. She didn't cross the restraining order line, but she nodded once. Not an apology, but acknowledgement. That night, Emily asked, "Do you think people can change, Dad?" I thought of Meredith, of the neighbors who finally stood up, of how we'd all been silent until a little girl with a ventilator reminded them what courage looked like. Yes, I said, sometimes people surprise you, in the worst ways, and sometimes in the best. She smiled. That's why I'm my hero. Not because I disarmed a threat, but because I protected her without ever wanting to fight at all.